Good evening. It's a pleasure to be with you tonight. My name is Garrick Wilhelm, and I'm a researcher at San Francisco State University, where I study the geographies of sexuality. The topic for tonight's lecture is very important to me, and I believe you'll find it enriching to think about. The topic is complicating the sexual landscape. Take a look at this image for a moment, look directly at it, and then close your eyes. And imagine with me a landscape kind of like a video game, where you're walking through an unfamiliar world ready for you to explore. Visualize on this landscape landmarks that you encounter, each communicating something to you about your sexuality. Each encounter offers to teach you something about your understanding of yourself. Over time, you accumulate a collection of experiences that give you a richer and more nuanced archive of who you are. Thank you. You can open your eyes. The first landmark on my landscape was a boy named Gary. I don't know that we were in love, but we spent every waking moment together. I found out later that my fifth grade teacher sent home a note to my mom saying that Gary and I didn't have a normal 10-year-old boy relationship. For a long time, I dismissed Gary as youthful exploration, but now I see it as the first reflection or projection of my own attractions, thoughts, feelings, and fantasies that are the lenses with which I view this sexual landscape. Our sexual landscape doesn't determine our sexuality. It teaches us ways of understanding our sexual selves. My Mormon identity was another landmark. The church's propaganda simplified my experience to a label, same-sex attraction, and identified it as a struggle that needed to be overcome. And so, through missionary service, a marriage with children, and service in the church, I struggled. For a long time, this caused me to distort the lens I viewed the world through, robbing me of clarity, like looking through glasses with the wrong prescription and just accepting that this was proper vision. It was an answered prayer that became another important landmark in my archive. While praying, the thought came to mind, I made you as you are. I love you as you are. You need to accept yourself and love yourself and show that same love to others. Suddenly, my identity had a true name. I was gay. What gay meant to me then seems so simple and primitive compared to what it means now. My understanding of my sexual self represents a rich archive of collected experiences. In this way, it feels as though the label gay is just something I say. This label joins groups of people with common experiences, but it begs us all to take the time to truly understand the rich archive that lies beyond the label. Our sexual landscape is further complicated by historical context, and I would like to introduce to you Sid Siddharth, an artist from Delhi, India, that I met in a forum called Tantra for Gay Men. Greetings, my name is Sid Siddharth, and I am a queer, gender-fluid activist, fashion designer, and body paint artist. I just tried this body painting to showcase love and pure soul. Hope you guys like it. Hug emoji. I often think of the Hira of South Asia, a third gender once glorified in Mughal courts, now cast aside as beggars in the street. I like this poem by Manaz Vitil titled Dancing Hira of India. Hira they were, who sang at doorsteps for alms, at birth and death alike, blessed the bride and groom too. They danced their dark bodies, heavily gyrating, with busted breasts, hairy chests, and hefty forms, tightly clad in saris, candy-colored, sequined, and 6 feet long. Painted smiles, jingling bangles, tinkling anklets, sing body ballads of glorified virgins and stillborn children in a third gender voice, and a hostile blend of two opposite sexes. I wrote of this body painting, anyone who is in love is making love the whole time, even when they're not. When two bodies meet, it is just cup overflowing. They can stay together for hours, even days. They begin the dance one day and finish it the next. Or such is the pleasure they experience that they may never finish it. Who are we really without pleasure? A poem from the book Once Minutos by Paulo Coelho. For I am the first and the last. I am the venerated and the despised. I am the prostitute and the saint. I am the wife and the virgin. I am the mother and the daughter. I am the arms of my mother. I am the barren, and my children are many. I am the married woman and the spinster. I am the woman who gives birth and she who never procreated. I am the consolation for the pain of birth. I am the wife and the husband. And it was my man who created me. I am the mother of my father. I am the sister of my husband. And he is my rejected son. Always respect me, for I am the shameful and the magnificent one. Thank you, Sid. Next, I'd like to introduce Billy Porter, an award-winning actor who plays the character Pray Tell in the hit TV series Pose. He will help us complicate the sexual landscape further with the communities that we create and how it helps us to understand difference. What is a ball? Balls are a gathering of people who are not welcome anywhere else. We only thrive when we are in relationship with others. It is interesting to watch these young actors portray a world, an era that I lived through. They do it well. It was a lonely and a fearful time for us. I'm just grateful to be around to tell the story. For me, 48-year-old gay man, when I came out, we had to fight for our lives because the fight was so intense. And this is what this show has taught me. The T in LGBTQ was almost invisible. I admit, unconsciously for me, it was invisible too. There's a lot of that in gay culture, especially the cisgender, white, rich gay culture. I sat on the board of Empire State Pride Agenda for 6 years. And that's an organization that was really influential in lobbying and fighting for gay rights during the AIDS crisis, all the way up to marriage equality. When these white, cisgender, rich boys got marriage equality and the organization's focus turned to transgender rights, those motherfuckers closed their checkbooks and the organization of 25 years had to close. We need to take all that energy and focus and shift it on to those who are different than us. That's how it works. Internal vigilance is the price of liberty. That's the thing about this show for me. I'm learning so much about the transgender community. I mean, you think it's hard for a gay boy. I've learned so much about what it takes every single day. One of the scenes that really blew me away in the first couple episodes is when Angel tried to get a job spritzing perfume. You motherfuckers can't even let me spritz perfume? You can't even get a job. So then, where do you go? If we don't take care of those who need us, doesn't matter how rich you are, doesn't matter how fabulous we are, it doesn't matter. If you're neglecting your citizens, all I have to say that you are inhumane. Thank you, Billy. I've really enjoyed sharing with you my research about landscapes of sexuality. The next time you hear someone use an identity label, recognize the fluid, nuanced understanding of self that lies underneath. Then take the time to sit with someone and truly understand what it means to be them. Thank you very much.